Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Weatherford Daily News. We have a special guest with us here today. His name is Nolan Stoltz, and he has some kind of an interesting concept of what he's doing along Route 66. So, welcome to the Weatherford Daily News.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you here. So, first of all, tell us where you're from.
Okay, I live in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Okay.
But I have not been home since June.
Oh.
I've been on the road since July 1st.
Okay.
I've been back and forth between LA and Chicago. This is my sixth time in Weatherford, I believe.
Okay.
I'm just going back and forth. I'm trying to get inspiration to compose this orchestra piece.
So an orchestra piece.
Yeah.
I want to know more about that. Of course, when you said LA to Chicago, that kind of reminds me of a song.
Sure. Yeah. So someone's already written a song, but this is a full-on like 45 to 60-minute piece for orchestra. I'm going to call it the Route 66 Suite. So it's a suite of these individual movements. There'll be 8 of them, each one on a different topic.
Okay.
So, for instance, Neon Dreams is one of the movement titles.
So for a non-musician, suite, S-U-I-T-E.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
not sweet, S-W-E-E-T.
No.
Although it's going to be really sweet,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
So this piece, it's orchestral? Is that what you're saying?
Orchestral because it's for orchestra, symphony orchestra. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so is it going to be something I'll hear on the radio, or is it going to be something performed by...
Yeah, so the first step would be have performed by ensembles, then over time, hopefully we'll get a studio recording.
Okay.
But perhaps before a studio recording, there might be a live recording that could be available. But the first step is to, have the piece written, get it in the hands of conductors so then they can start learning their work. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a big project. So how did this come about that you're the person to do this?
Well, so 2013, that was the 100-year anniversary of the Lincoln Highway. Lincoln Highway was essentially the first cross-country highway, San Francisco to New York.
Okay.
So I wrote a 25-minute orchestral suite called the Lincoln Highway Suite. I took like 5 different regions, and so each movement can be performed separately or all together. And so I wanted to write a follow-up to the Lincoln Highway Suite. I had some good success with that piece. And so to write another piece about a road, Route 66 is the obvious choice, right? I mean, it's the most famous one in the world, and it's turning 100 in 2026.
Exactly. So the timing is really good.
The timing is very important because I want to get it in the hands of conductors in 2024. So they have time to look at it and put it on their season, the 25-26 season.
Okay.
Whereas like when I did the Lincoln Highway Suite, I wrote it in 2013 for the 100-year anniversary. So some orchestras did do it that year, but it was 2014, 2015, by the time it got some action. My idea this time is to get ahead of it so orchestras can be performing it in 2026.
Perfect. Yeah, what a great concept. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, so how long have you been at this again?
On the road since July 1st.
July 1st. So you already know that Oklahoma has the longest operating stretch of Route 66 in the nation.
Yeah.
It's right through Oklahoma, I believe. Is that
I've heard
accurate?
that makes sense.
Yeah?
There's New Mexico, there's 2 versions. There's the one that goes up to Santa Fe. So perhaps if you were to add that mileage, maybe, but really Oklahoma,
maybe
New
it's
Mexico.
the longest continuing stretch, or there may be some defining nature to it there.
There are many miles. Because you're going corner to corner, not just, straight across.
Exactly.
3 theaters here downtown Weatherford. Now it's a bookstore, like a Christian bookstore, and then a loan place, and so these there's one theater dating back to 1922. This other one right here, 1915. So these would have been active theaters. All closed, and then you have the drive-in that opened in I think 1967 on the west side of town, and then that closes. But then the new theater, the Show West 4, I believe it's called, is not open. So that's what I mean. The show will go on. So I'd like to look at these places, these buildings, and say, okay, this was the old Tech Theater. And I think the Hotel Kane was next door right in that corner.
Wow, I'm so impressed with what you've learned already.
I studied so much before I go to the towns and take pictures.
It's incredible.
Then and now sort of thing. And just to put myself in the space. Now, if it's still a working theater, great, I'll go in and watch a movie and everything. And there's the one in Veneta that I've been to. The name escapes me. Center Theater, I think it's called.
Right.
And and so I'll make sure I'm spending a night in that town. So then see the town at night, go to a movie, see the neon. So I mentioned earlier, Neon Dreams is one of the movements. So, you know, in Veneta, you've got Clanton's Cafe with a big sign that says "Eat."
That's right. In case you forget.
Yeah. And when a neon sign tells me to eat, I obey. So I go and have lunch there, and I went there, had dinner there, and then went to the see a movie at the Center Theater there. So yeah, here in Weatherford, there's the Casa Soda, right?
Yes.
And so one of the things I'm getting from these neon signs is a particular rhythm that some of them have, because some of them are animated. That one's a very simple, it's just a pepper, and it just moves back and forth.
Right.
But it's very steady, just like a metronome.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's these sorts of things that I'm getting.